Okay, here is your 4-post pneumatic high-pressure heat transfer press with top and bottom heat. And basic overview is here's your heavy steel framework and post. This is your top heat. This is your bottom heat with clearance. This is a disconnect joint for your cylinder connection to your heat platen assembly. And basically, there's the additional large bore, high-pressured cylinder we had to move up to. Obviously, you can see get a significant amount of pressure devoted to this. And going from left to right, here's one of your activate buttons. This is your top heat control. This is your bottom heat control. This is your emergency stop button to kill the press if somebody gets their head caught in there. This is your pressure control, and this is your other activate button. Basically, to activate the press, you're pushing both one button with one hand, one button with the other hand, and the press activates, presses, counts down, and at the end of the counting cycle, releases automatically. So you're activating the 2 buttons, releases automatically, and you're back up. One thing to note, this is your time control. This timer on this controller is not used. It's inactive, so there's no use setting it. It's not going to do anything for you. This is the controller that sets the time. Both controllers control the temperature for the platens because we want to independently control your top heat, independently control your bottom heat. Here's how to set the controls. Very, very simple. To set your time, just use the arrow keys. You can set the time for whatever you want in minutes and seconds. If you want to hold down the key, you can rapidly increase the amount of time all the way up to 99 minutes and 59 seconds. And it'll just keep going, going, going. To reset it to 0 seconds quickly, just press both buttons together. We'll set it for a nice quick 10 seconds for now for demo purposes. To set the temperature, just press the temp key. Temperature starts flashing, and you can adjust that setting to whatever you like. Currently, the presses are heating up still because we had just cooled them off. So you can play around with that temperature just by using that the arrow keys to reset them to 350. Hit both together. When you're finished setting them, it'll return to the default mode automatically after a while, or you can hit the temp key, and it'll go back to your set point, to your display temperature. This is the current temperature of the platen. This is your set point that the platen is actually set for. So you have 2 temperatures, what you set it for and what it actually is at. This number will fluctuate up and down, and float along depending on activity that's happening on it, depending on how much heat you're pulling out of it. It should maintain a very accurate, very close temperature. Same goes for this. This is your bottom heat control. Set it for whatever you like with the arrow keys and hit the temperature key again. You can turn the bottom heat off if you like, so there's only top heat and the bottom would be cold. When you activate the press with both buttons, so I press both that black button and that one. If we need to interrupt it or kill it for any reason, here's your emergency stop. Here's your pressure control. You can adjust this to turn your PSI down or up, and that will affect how much pressure is actually exerted on the lower platen. And that's pretty much it. That's the operation of the press. Very, very nicely built, very compact, and extremely heavy. Watch your backs when you're loading this. Have your electrician take a look at the disconnect here, and they'll see what the amperage rating is on the circuit breakers. Standard NPT fittings on the back of the press for hooking up your compressed air. And you're all set to go. Hook up your air, get your 220 volt set up, and you're ready to roll. Give us a call with any questions.